What's up, beautiful people? Welcome or welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, my name is Crystal and this is One Book Reviews. And today we are finally announcing round 2 of Pick-Pong-A-Thon. Now, I have just hit 1,000 subscribers, so first I just want to start off by saying thank you so much for all the new people around here for getting me to 1K. I'm so excited. It is the perfect timing because in August it is my birthday. And in order to celebrate, what I have done is last year I hosted Pick-Pong-A-Thon, which is a readathon that goes for the month of August to celebrate my birthday, which is the 18th of August. And it is surrounded around my TBR game that I play, Pick-Pong. Now, if you're unfamiliar with Pick-Pong, I'll have the entire playlist linked down below so you can go and check it out. But today we're going to be talking about the Pick-Pong-A-Thon, which is the month-long readathon that is going to run from the 1st to the 31st of August 2022. Now, if you were here last year, welcome back. If you're here this year for the first time, I am so excited to have you. Things are going to run a little different this year, so make sure if you were here last year, you do watch this video because things are going to be a little different than they were last year. I have created a Discord for Pick-Pong-A-Thon. The Discord will be linked down below so you can go and check that out. That will allow you to talk with everybody, create buddy reads, put in submissions, answer questions, ask and answer questions, meet everybody else that's a part of the readathon, etc. So definitely join that Discord if you can, because it will be a great place to have all the information in one place. Also down below will be all the graphics that you need to know everything about this readathon. It'll tell you how to play, what you need to set up, the alternate version and how you can do it, as well as all of the prompts, the punishments and the rewards. So that's all going to be down below in the description box. There will also be a Google sign up form and a Google submission form. This is where you're going to submit all of the books that you read for Pick-Pong-A-Thon. The way that I'm running the giveaway this year, yes, you heard that correctly, there is a giveaway, is that for every book that you read for Pick-Pong-A-Thon, you get 1 entry into the giveaway. And if you complete your Pick-Pong-A-Thon TBR that was previously submitted somehow via either Instagram, Twitter, or in commenting on this video, or filming yourself playing and showing me in that, then you will also get a bonus 10 entries into the giveaway. The prize that you will win is a book off your wish list or from your local bookstore if you're from Australia that will be sent to you up to the value of 25 Australian dollars. There you have it. Now, let's get to the rules about how you play Pick-Pong and how Pick-Pong-A-Thon is going to run. So as I mentioned, Pick-Pong-A-Thon will run from the 1st to the 31st of August. I am aware that Spoopathon is running from the 1st to the 7th of August, but the best part about this readathon is you get to choose how many books you want to read for this. So you can do the week of Spoopathon and then 3 weeks of Pick-Pong-A-Thon. Or if you want to, you can double up on the prompts between the 2 readathons because the prompts for Pick-Pong-A-Thon are very compatible with Spoopathon. I myself am participating in both and I'm hosting Pick-Pong-A-Thon. Now, the way that Pick-Pong-A-Thon is going to work this year is there's 2 ways that you can play. The first one is you can play along at home by getting your own cups, printing out your own prompts, rewards and punishments, getting it set up and playing your own game. I will have what you need and how to play linked down below so that you can play at home if you would like. I have about 72 of my prompts all down below ready so you can just print them out. I've got punishments, rewards, everything ready to go for you to print out and play along at home. If you don't want to go to the effort of printing everything out and making your own game and getting cups and everything like that, I have set it up in a way that you can do a random number generator version of it instead. I will go through the 2 different versions and how you're going to play them and everything like that, but that's the 2 ways that you can play. The first thing you need to do is determine how many books you are going to read to start with. So I usually do 5. You can do the same as me. You can roll a dice. You can pick a random number. You can choose 1 if you want to. It doesn't really matter as long as you choose your starting number of books that you are going to read or commit to reading for the month. Now let's talk about if you're physically going to play along at home. The things that you're going to need are 15 red cups. The printed out prompts, there are currently 72. You do not have to print out all 72 prompts. You can pick as many as you want, as long as you have a few more than 15, because everything that you get in the cup, you swap out. So you're probably going to need 15 prompts plus the equivalent of how many books you plan on doing so that you've got prompts to swap out. I've just done 72 prompts so people had the ability to have a lot of choice, because that's the same amount of choice that I have when I play and randomly draw them out of my bag. Next thing you're going to need to do is print out the rewards and the punishments. These will be explained a little later, but they are also required in order to play the game. The prompts will have an orange dot or a green dot on them. If it is an orange dot, that is a punishment. If it is green dot, then that is a reward. If you land in a cup with an orange or a green dot, you have to pick a punishment or a reward to continue playing the game. It will make much more sense if you've watched Pick-Pong before, but the rules are in a much better explained situation in the description box below, so go check out those graphics if I'm not making sense. Next up, you're going to need a table or a surface to set the cups up on. You'll set them up kind of like beer pong if you've ever played it. Effectively, you're going to set it up like a game of bowling. So you have 5, 4, 3, 2, 1 cups on the table. Then you will put your prompts on the bottom and add a little bit of water into the cup. If you want to make this an extremely difficult game to play, don't put water in the cups. It makes it so much harder to get the ball successfully in the cup. I recommend putting water in. It definitely makes the game a little bit more fun because you don't miss as much. Now you obviously will need blue tack or Velcro or some way, tape even, to stick the prompts to the bottom of the bottom of the cup, just to make it easier for you when you're playing. So when you lift up the cup, the prompt comes with it. Now, if you're playing the random number generator version of this, you need none of this. I have it all set up for you. So all you will need is something that can give you a random number generator. So you can Google one, you can use Alexa or Siri or any of those robot things and just get them to do a random number generator for you. The random number generator will be needed for picking your prompt as well as picking punishments and rewards. So make sure you do keep that random number generator pretty handy while you're playing at home. Now let's get to how we play. So once you have everything set up, you've got your prompts on the bottom, you've got 15 set up, you are going to literally stand as far back as you want. I stand effectively a table length back, and you are going to throw a ping pong ball into the cup. Whichever cup it lands in is the prompt that you need to fulfill. If you miss, you try again. However, if you get 5 misses, then you need to add an additional book to how many you need to read that month. For example, I start with 5. If I get 5 misses, I then have to read 6 books. If I get another 5 misses, I have to read 7 books, and so on and so forth. If you're playing along at home and you're using the random number generator version, what I have done to count as a miss is if you get a number that ends with a 0 or a 5, it counts as 5 misses and you have to add an extra book. As I mentioned earlier with your punishments and rewards, if you land in a cup that has a orange dot, you have to take a punishment and you pull out a punishment card. If you get a green dot, it is a reward and you pull out a reward card. Now, this is a new rule that I've only implemented as of last month, so some of you may not know this, but if you land in the same cup twice, you have to combine the 2 prompts for 1 book. So, for example, say you land in a cup that is independent and blue on the cover. You have to read an independently published book that has blue on the cover, and 1 book needs to fulfill both prompts. Now, if you're at home generating random numbers, obviously if you generate the same number twice, you are effectively going to have the same prompt twice. So it is really difficult for you to try and combine it twice. So what I have said is if you get the random number generated twice, you regenerate, and the next number that you get is the one that you have to combine with the one that you got twice. So for example, say you generated number 11, which is prompt, can't even remember because I don't know the prompts off the top of my head. Say it is a female protagonist. And then you re-roll again. Obviously you get 11 again. That's a female protagonist again. So what you do is you generate another one. Say you get number 20, which is bird on the cover. You need to read a book that has a female protagonist and a bird on the cover, and then you combine them. I hope that makes sense. If it doesn't, as I said, the Discord will be places you can ask questions and clarify. There will be a frequently asked questions section in there, so you can ask anything you like and I will be there to clarify it. As I've said in the previous year, I am really flexible with these prompts, so feel free to manipulate them as much as you need to. I'm not monitoring that. At the end of the day, this is all about having fun. Now, I'm going to go through the rewards and the punishments and explain them. They are pretty self-explanatory, but I am not going to go through all 72 prompts and explain them to you. They are fairly self-explanatory, or they have come up in my Pick-Pong. However, on the Discord, there is a section that says prompt ideas. You can use that, or in the frequently asked questions, and ask me any question about any of the prompts and I will clarify them. But you interpret it however you want to interpret it. That is totally fine. As long as you fulfill the prompt somehow with a book, it doesn't really matter. If you have absolutely no idea what I mean by a certain prompt, you can DM me on Instagram, Twitter, message me on, comment on here, message me on the Discord, or you can message any of the co-hosts. Haha, forgot to tell you we're going to have some co-hosts, so I will get to that in a minute. And we will be able to help explain it to you because most of them will know what I mean by the prompts. There are 6 rewards. The first one is extra ball. This allows you to use 2 balls to throw. If you get it in one cup and the other one misses, this one doesn't count as a miss and you fulfill this prompt, and that's a successful throw. If both miss, you count it as a miss. If they both go into a cup, you can choose which prompt you want to fulfill. That's the bonus of having an extra ball. If you're using the random number generator version, you generate 2 numbers and you can choose which prompt you want. Again, that risks you potentially getting a 0 or 5 ending number, which ends up potentially risking adding 2 balls, 2 books to your list. So playing the generated version does come with risks and rewards. Reward number 2 is -1 book, which means that you can take a book away from your thing. So effectively, if you've started with 5 and you've ended up with a punishment and you have a 6th because you've missed 5 times, and then you get -1 book, you're back down to 5. If you started with 5 and you get the -1 book, you can go down to 4, which means that if you get a punishment, you end up back to 5. So that one can be pretty beneficial. You don't have to use it straight away. You can hold on to it and use it later if you need to. Reward number 3 is -1 miss. This is really handy if you're near the end of getting 5 misses. You can take a miss away. That gives you an extra chance. Number 4 reward is the same cup bonus. This effectively means that you get to pick an extra cup to go with your next successful throw so that you combine the 2 prompts for 1 cup, but only have to complete the 1 book. So for example, say you already have 3 books successful and you're going for your 4th book and you get it in a cup, and that cup has female protagonist as your prompt. And then you get the reward, which is same cup bonus. You then get to pick a random cup without having to successfully throw it in, pick it up, and then combine those 2 to complete the 1 book. But it counts as the 5 prompts being completed. So effectively you're getting a free prompt, but you only have to complete 4 books. I hope that makes sense. The 5th reward is a mood read, which means that you can read whatever book you want to fulfill 1 of your prompts through the month. So if you have 4 books already successful and then you get the reward mood read, you've hit your 5th one, but you don't have to pick that book right away. You can pick it whenever you want to fulfill it. And the 6th reward is to swap a book. So if you have ended up with a prompt that you really didn't want and you had to pick a book you really didn't want to read to fulfill it, you can swap that book out and fulfill it with any book you like. However, you have to vouch what that book is at the start. You can't mood read and pick it throughout the month. You have to vouch it and pick that TBR at the start. Now let's talk about the punishments. The first punishment is a blind throw. I'm sure some of you have seen me do this. I have done this before for one of my Pick-Pong punishments. You blindfold yourself. You can close your eyes if you want, but don't cheat. And then you just literally throw until you're successful. The punishments disappear once you get a successful throw. So punishment number 1 is a blind throw. So you throw blind until you get it in a cup. This can be so dangerous for ending up with multiple misses and multiple punishments. So be careful getting this one. Punishment number 2 is you have to take a step back. If you're in a situation where it's really difficult to take a step back, just lean back as you throw, makes things a little bit more difficult. Punishment number 3 is add 1 miss, pretty self-explanatory. Punishment number 4 is to take away half the cups. So you pull out half the cups and don't put everything together. So you now have cups with huge gaps in them, which makes it a little bit more difficult to try and get one in a cup. It stays like this until you're successful, then the cups come back. Number 5 is a kneeling throw. This is where you literally go on your hands and knees and try and throw. Now this can be quite interesting if you have quite a high table you're playing on, because then you can't even see the cups that you're trying to throw into. Again, this lasts until you get a successful throw. Punishment number 6 is 2 books, 1 prompt. If you get this, the next prompt you get, you have to use 2 books to fill that 1 prompt, effectively adding an extra book, which makes it even more difficult. Now, with the rewards and punishments, it was quite difficult for me to choose ones that were usable for those that are rolling at home. Obviously, if you get any of these punishments, like take a step back, kneeling throw, blind throw, etc., what I was proposing you could do to make things a little bit more difficult if you're doing the random number generator is to random generate 3 prompts and do the one you least want to do. And that be your punishment or your reward if it's one of those ones that require you to actually be playing the game. I'm going to leave it up to your discretion how you want to do that, if you want to use the punishments and rewards. If you're playing the random number generator version, you have the risk of adding the books, but maybe you just don't get to play along with the punishments and rewards. I was going to make additional punishments and rewards for those that are playing the random number generator, but I thought it would get a little confusing, so I've just left it the way it is for now. And you guys can play at your own discretion if you're playing the random generator version. But that is an example of something you could do. Pick 3 and have to pick the one you least want to complete, and that's your punishment. As for a reward, you do the opposite. Pick 3 and you get to pick the one you most want to do. Now it's time to get to the co-hosts as well as the reading sprints. So for those of you that are new around here and aren't aware, I have just had a baby. So it's going to be really, really hard for me to host a lot of reading sprints during this readathon. Ideally, I will try and do as many as I can, but they will be quite chaotic. I cannot promise that they will go for long extended periods of time or be uninterrupted. But my plan is to have some lovely co-hosts that have volunteered to help me run some sprints over on their channel. So we have Paige from Pages with Paige. We have Rye from Rye's Reading Corner. We have Barb from Barb's Bookland. And we may have a couple of other guests that are going to join a little bit later, but stay tuned on my Twitter. I will announce all reading sprints on the Twitter and on the Discord so that you know that they're going on. And I will also put something in my stories on Instagram. So you can either follow me on Instagram, Twitter, or the Discord. It's all linked down below. I think that I have given you everything that I need to. If you do have any questions, as I mentioned, you can message me privately. You can put the questions in the Discord. You can comment on them down below. But let me know if you're going to be participating. I would love to have you be here for the whole month of August to help me celebrate my birthday in the funnest way I know how, which is a TBR game and a readathon. And I'm so excited for you guys to be playing along at home. Now, the way that you can tell me your TBR, you can announce it in the Discord. You can film yourself playing along and post it on YouTube, Instagram, send it to me, whatever you want to do. I would love for you guys to play and share it with me. I have so much fun filming this every month and playing in it. I would love to see so many people participating in it. If you have the ability to get the cup and play at home. If you're doing the random number generator version, don't feel like you can't film and post that too. I would love to see it. Thanks again so much for 1K. Thank you so much for being here. If you have made it this far, drop me a comment down below. Let me know if you are going to participate. Put a little cup emoji just to add and say hi. And until next time, guys, thank you so much for watching. Have a great day. See you in August and happy reading.